الحمد لله وحده والصلاة والسلام على من لا نبي بعده أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تأكلوا الربا أضعافا مضاعفة يا أيها الذين آمنوا O you people who believed La, do not. Ta'kulu, eat. Do not eat, do not take, do not consume. Ar-riba, what is ar-riba? Interest, usury. Ad'afan. Ad'af means multiple times, doubled. So doubled, muda'afa, even double, like multiple times. So do not keep making it compound interest upon interest upon interest. This is how they do. It does not mean that you can take the single riba or simple riba. No, meaning don't do any of that. So riba on its own is, what is riba? By definition, to take money from money. So you give someone money and you take more money out of it without you doing anything. You can't make money on money. I cannot give you some money and get more out of that money by charging you something. So, okay, because I gave you for a month, give me 110. Because I gave you 100, you give me 101. That is interest. Any loan given to anyone and you take more on that, not haram, no, not allowed, it's haram. It's called, so simple definition is giving money to someone or any commodity, taking the same commodity with a price rise, increase it. You can't do that. I can't give you 1 kilogram of dates and then a month later I say, oh, you can return my date, but you have to do 1 kilogram and some extra. Not permissible. Same thing for everyone, for everything that you give. So I give you, now it does not matter. I might have given you more expensive ajwa dates, for example, a kilogram of ajwa date. And next year or next month or a week later, you said, I haven't got ajwa, but I have got shukri, for example, or something even simpler, all the others. But that's not as expensive, so I would give you 1.5 kilogram of that. No, you can't do that. 1 kilo, 1 kilo, same thing. Dates is as a commodity dates. It doesn't matter, the quality doesn't matter in this case. The way to deal with that though, but I don't want to give you more expensive, you take only the cheaper quality. So how to go about that? I would have to then sell this against something other. So I would sell this 1 kilogram, take the cash and give you the money for that. And you buy however much shukri come in that. Or you sell your shukri or whatever date you have, sukri, the sugary one, and 2 kilo, 5 kilo, whatever, and then buy and give it back to me. That's your choice. But I cannot exchange one thing for the same thing, same dates for dates, grapes for grapes, no matter what the quality is. Quality is not, because that is the inherent quality of that thing is not counted in Sharia. You have to sell it separately. Yes, there is more value for that. For example, 20 karat gold versus 24 karat gold. Obviously, 24 karat gold is more valuable. But you can't change the weight. I give you 1 tola, you give me 1.25 because yours is lesser in carats. Because that is not the inherent value of that thing. It is known in the community. What difference would it make? Why ajwa is more expensive than the other one? This is us. It's a cultural norm. We have just given that. There's not intrinsic value to that. It is the norm, and that's permissible. But then in the eyes of Sharia, they are counted as one entity. It's like no black is superior. So if you have a black slave, you would pay less. If you have white slave, you get more. They're equal. So each commodity as a whole, barley for barley, same. Rice for rice, same. No matter, I've got basmati, long one, and you've got totas, bilkul thaka. Doesn't matter. Same. Rice on its own is rice. Inherent quality, ingredients are same. What difference would it make? A poor having simple dates and you're having ajwa date, you get more energy. How do you know which is? No, it doesn't matter. The value is not intrinsic, it is additional. It is being given as an attribute by people which doesn't belong to the thing per se. Nowadays, for example, a comic. Used to have comics. Tintin. Now, what was the other one? Archie. Yeah, all of that. The funny, childhood, our childhood days. So you have those, if you find one now in your attic somewhere, you can be very rich. They're collecting it. You can put on auction. You can just go and literally put it on sale. And you can make, for that very old 30, 40-year-old one, I used to have some back home. Oh, that's so old thrown. If you can get that back, for each one, they're sometimes paying you more than 100, 200, 500 pounds, even more, less, whatever, however less. So is that the value of that thing? The antique that they call antique. Is that the value intrinsic to it? No, it's just our custom. We just made it into something. You understand that? So why certain food is more expensive than the other? Why? Because we made it such. It looks at 24 carat. It looks more. Oh, the diamond, this color or this shape or this one or this size. None of that is counted. The weight is counted because the more the merrier, the better.
Like for example, if someone has given ajwa to you, and the gentleman who other big person, and he is giving lesser value. He say, I need the same quality. So what he should do that?
Get me the same. Go and get me the same 1 kilogram of ajwa.
If he can't get it,
why get me that much?
He has to sell 2 or 3 kg
of that, and then get exactly whatever low quality he has. This is what Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam told Sayyidina Bilal radiallahu ta'ala, perhaps if my memory is not deceiving me. So Bilal radiallahu ta'ala showed, Ya Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, this is what we got. One of the companions showed, this is amazing dates. But I sold my, the Busser one, very simple one, and I got half kg of this one. No, you can't do that. Go sell your old one, which is very cheap quality one, sell it against something else, and buy from that something in a barter system this. So then it may work out the same, but you have to do it like this. So this is Sahih Hadith, by the way. And that is the basis. That is why many people, when they say, oh, it's the same thing, you just twisting your ear, holding it from this side, that becomes, no. This is what Sharia dictates. The change of modality, change of style, change of way it works, intention, and so many things are included in that. It's not as simple as it feels like it.
Is the transaction supposed to happen, or can it be skipped by saying, I'm going to pay you this, you pay him that much?
There has to be something, tangible, not in air. Like, what we do, this drop shipping type thingy. There has to be the commodity must be there.
Agreed at the time of the transaction, not afterwards. Oh no, I want your ajwa back.
So there's certain rules that I think we covered some of that when we did the initial discussion at the end of Surah-Al-Baqarah with the riba. But remember those points. Very important points. It's quite detailed subject. Very important though. So Allah Subhanahu wa Taala is not allowing us to have any interest, because this is quite what you call the oppressive system. Riba is actually very what you call the word when you're cruel system. Yes. Where you give money which is surplus to you as a loan to someone because he's in need, and slowly you buy that man. Literally, you buy him. He becomes your slave. So he was poor. He needed, say, few dates for the children, for the family. And he said, my family is starving, or my wife is unwell, or my children are in hospital. I need some money. He said, okay, 1,000 pounds. You have to now this 1,000 pounds. How did I give it to you? Obviously, that is surplus to me. I don't need it now. I wouldn't have given it otherwise. I shouldn't have had it anyways if I used it all up. A poor man cannot give anyone else. That's something which is sitting there idly at the moment. Obviously, you can use it. So you gave it. as a loan. That's a lot of blessings with that. You get the reward for that. A lot of reward in Akhirah. So you're helping someone out, helping the society, helping your brother. Then that person would return it back the same whatever time. You give him 6 months, 3 months, or whatever. If he couldn't do it, Rasulullah would always intercede in those situations and would say, give him extra time. You get more reward. May Allah bless you. Give him little extra time. Whenever the dispute would come. And every so often then, Rasulullah on one occasion, there was Jabir and other companions, they had a bit of an issue. So Rasulullah heard the noise, what's happening? Yeah, he's not fulfilling the promises, not giving my money back. He said, okay, just give him some respite. So Rasulullah, then he said, I can't, it's okay. Can you cut a little less? So, yeah, Rasulullah, you tell me, how much shall I demand now? So he pointed like this, saying that, can you have it? Very happily, because of you. Meaning, obviously for Rasulullah, you have it. Meaning, this man is so poor, he needed that for family to feed them. And now if we increase it, how would he do that? He couldn't do the first time. Then what happened? I don't have money, I need actually more. No, I'm not going to give. Okay, I give it to you, but you're going to pay me one extra 100 on top of that. Okay, he has no choice but to accept it. 3 months later, I don't have anything, but I need more actually, my children. Okay, now this piece of land, what have you got? I've got 2 horses. They are mine now. Okay, but I would work. You can continue to keep it, but they are mine. Move on. Okay, you're not a free person. You need more. Okay, there you go. That's house that you live in. That room is mine now. Slowly and slowly, all house is mine. And I keep adding that to that. And obviously, he would never be able to pay any of that. So this man would become my slave. The land that he's working on is my land. Many of them then have to even, put their children on this guarantee. So, okay, my son is for you. You can keep my son, and he's going to be your slave. If I don't pay, I would pay at some point. Then my wife, then my daughters, everyone. So you are in charge. You're just enslaving whole family. This is your kingdom. That's how you become rich, and you feel very happy that you've done it. You understand? This is where it has always led to. Interest has always enslaved people. Because everyone needs it. You know the story of this lady, the most pious lady in her time, and the 3 people who were in this cave, and the rock came. Yes, the hadith in Sahih Bukhari and other books as well. Blocked it. They couldn't come out. They took shelter in that cave. And then they were like, what do we do? Now it's locked. I mean, in the cave, if it's covered and there's no one out, it's raining, at nighttime, no one is going to come out to see you. The boulder has already covered it. You can't come out. They tried their best. They felt, we're doomed. We'll be dead. What do we do? So 3 men sitting there. So one of them suggested, let's just remind ourselves, recall our good action that we did for the sake of Allah. And with that wasila, with the wasila of that good action, we say, Ya Allah, we did it for you. If that good action is accepted and blessed in your eyes, Ya Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, move this stone away. So they did present their own, all 3 have presented their own case. And one of them was this lady. He said that my cousin, I loved her so much. She was beautiful, but she already was married and she had children. But I wanted to have a relationship with this lady. Obviously she was very pious. So then one day she was starving. The children were starving and very unwell. So she came, I need little money for my family. They're starving. But I only need one thing from you. I want to have a relationship. You need to lie with me in my bed. You just do that once, I would give you money. That is my lifelong aspiration. I wanted to have a relationship with this girl. This is what he said. And she said, she had no choice. Children are starving. What would I do? Okay, give me some money. And then, so he came, and then she's ready in the room. He said the words are, it's difficult to sometimes translate, but inshallah, we are all adults. So while I was lying between her thighs, I'm there, about to enter. And she said, I urge you to fear Allah. Do not do something which is haram. I mean, look at her taqwa. Even at that point, she is just begging to please. This man said, I heard the word Allah and fear Allah. I just turned around and left her straight away and said, keep the money and don't even return back. I just left her. And then, for the sake of Allah, my lifelong wish was coming true in front of me. Imagine at that situation when you are there in that state, doing for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ya Allah, if I did it for you, oh Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, move the rock. Third of the rock moved, yet they could not come out of a third of the rock that was needed to come out, not the whole of it. Obviously, a third is enough for men to come out from the cave. A third of what needed to be so that they can come out, to move so that they could come out. But another two people. What did she? Poverty, need, financial, basic food, staple food. People do that for that reason. This is how they slave. So obviously, can never be justified and never ever go there in any way. Interest is such a big crime, such a big crime. It enslaves the society. It literally, this is how you get the powers to be controlling the powers, the rest of the world. 3% of the world population controlling the 97. They're getting richer and richer, even more richer. And the poor continue to get poorer and poorer based on all interest, all capitalist, all haram stuff. There's no barakah in that, yet we are being part of it. We all support that. When you go for any interest-based transaction, be it mortgage or insurance or this, for maybe, I don't want to. It's all causing the trouble. And that is why taking any dealing in interest, what is the lowest or the least hukum on that? What is the least problem with that? Committing zina with your mother 70 times. You are doing that with your mother 70 times when you have interest-based house. Any more justification than this lady? And this is what this ummah is. It grows into it. Waging war against Allah and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We're not bothered about that. Yeah, but Sheikh so and so. Allah says haram, and you vote with it. Allah, please. Sheikh so and so. I googled it. He said it's okay. That's your God, other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. To go hell with him. This is how big crime this is. And to come up with some justification, I would rather that you kill yourself, commit suicide, and go to hell forever, rather than claiming that you're Muslim. وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ لَعَلَّكُمْ تُفْلِحُونَ, and fear Allah so that you may become successful. وَاتَّقُوا النَّارَ الَّتِي أُعِدَّتْ لِلْكَافِرِينَ. And fear, وَاتَّقُوا, and fear the nar, the fire, hellfire. التي, the one, أُعِدَّتْ, which has been prepared of feminine form, because nar in Arabic is feminine word. أُعِدَّتْ, which has been, أُعِدَّة will be a man would be prepared. أُعِدَّتْ, a female woman is prepared, any female word. So nar is feminine in Arabic. Sorry. So أُعِدَّتْ has been prepared لِلْكَافِرِينَ, for the disbelievers. وَأَطِيعُوا اللَّهَ وَالرَّسُولَ لَعَلَّكُمْ تُرْحَمُونَ, and obey Allah and the Messenger. لَعَلَّكُمْ, so that you may تُرْحَمُونَ, shown mercy to. You will be shown mercy to. Allah will do rahm on you. Rahmat. You may be shown mercy to. Ita'af Allah and Rasulullah. Not your whims, not your ideas, not your thoughts, not your, what, I can't make, no problem. Having a house is not a must. It's not a requirement in Sharia. You would not be thrown to hellfire because you didn't have a house. No need for a house. You need a shelter that could be rented, that could be shared, that could be one small bedroom, that could be a very small hut. Doesn't have to be in London. Yes, you go to suburbs, wherever you need to go, migrate. Do wherever. No excuse. Don't make up excuses. Adi bin Hatim, radiallahu anhu, he came to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Before that, he was from people of book, became Muslim, mashallah. He heard the hadith, the Quranic ayah, he read the ayah, heard the ayah from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam that is coming in Surah Tawbah. اتخذوا, they've taken أحبارهم ورهبانهم أربابا من دون الله. They've taken their rabbi, their priest, as the Lord, as lords. He said, Ya Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we were people of book. We never made our rabbi, we never considered them to be our Lord. We didn't think that they were our God. So he said, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, he responded saying, is it not that whatever they, these rabbis, would make halal, you would consider halal, and they make haram, you would take that as haram? Yes, we would do that. They would tell us this is haram, this is haram, riba is halal, alcohol is halal, pig is halal, and we just take it. He said, this is making them God. This is what Allah is referring to. Rasulullah explained this ayah by that. So anyone telling you, Allah is telling it's haram, you say that, oh, so and so said it's actually halal. And this is what you made them into God. That's why I said, go to hell with them. That is your khuda, that is your Lord, that's your deity. Not Allah and Rasulullah being your prophet, Allah being your Lord. No, your kalima is different. So don't think that it's hard. It's not hard. This is what Quranic fatwa is. And I'm not making it up. It's all there in Quran. It's all there in Rasulullah's hadith. He said that people would, in the end of time, make usury into halal way, transaction. It's actually okay. It's not, it's slightly different. Oh, because that was for poor people, now it is for rich people, like, even the rich people, they take it. It's not a violation, it's not cruel, it is not oppressing them. These are big giants, we are only taking interest from these big companies. Clearly haram, all same. So don't come up with funny ideas, don't play with Sharia. So, and obey Allah and the Messenger, that you may obtain mercy. وسارعوا إلى مغفرة من ربكم وجنة مغفرة من ربكم وجنة Sorry, where is that gone? The screen? Oh. Video off. Turn your video. Video. Yes, exactly. Okay. وسارعوا and سارعوا سارع يسارع مسارعة means سرعة. You heard the word سرعة. بسرعة quick سارع سارع يسرع means to do quicken, hasten, quicken, compete إلى towards مغفرة, towards the مغفرة من ربكم, from your Lord, وجنة and the garden. So run and hasten to the maghfirah, forgiveness of your Lord, and the paradise and the garden. عرضها السماوات والأرض. عرضها is أرض. أرض means width, spaciousness. Its width is أرضها. Ha is referring to Jannah. So the Jannah width is السماوات والأرض, all heavens and the earth. This is how big Jannah is. Very huge. أعدت. What does أعدت mean? We just read it before. أعدت, prepared. Yes. أعدت, feminine word. Which is feminine word here? Jannah. Jannah with round ta at the end is feminine. Every word that has a letter ta at the end is a feminine. Rounded ta as a letter is a feminine word. So the Jannah is being prepared for muttaqin, the contrast to hellfire, which is prepared for the kafirun. This is prepared for the muttaqun, not just mu'minun. I said, La ilaha illallah, that's enough, and I would follow whatever I want to follow. It doesn't work like that. Allah says, حَسِبَ النَّاسُ أَن يُتْرَكُوا أَن يَقُولُوا آمَنَّا وَهُمْ لَا يُفْتَنُونَ. The people think that they would say, we believe, and they would not be tested. You will be tested. That's a test. It's difficult to pay rent. Yeah, that's a test. It's difficult to get the envy. This is the test. So why do you think there will be no test and you'll be... When did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say that life would be very easy? You become Muslim, we'll be all fine. Don't worry, yeah, we're all Jannah. Where is that concept come from? Allah made it very clear that there will be hardship. This world is a test. There will be assessments and tests and fitness.
So where do some of the scholars get justification and the role and necessity for one house in this in the West in
Very shady, very weak, very crazy idea. What they say, but interest, we are dealing with this different type of riba these days. They say, like, compound interest or those old cultural, the what you call commercial interest. And then there's a need for Muslims to have a house. If they don't establish themselves, they'll be quite weak. When you have houses here, you'll be all strong. Is that, what sort of sense is there? What sort of sense is there? So then they say, since there is a scholarly view, extremely mild and minority view, this, which is in Darul Kufr, if you live in a non-Muslim country, it doesn't apply there. It doesn't apply there. Zina becomes okay because it's in a non-Muslim country. Some scholars say in the past, well, let them say it. Many scholars say many things. That doesn't become the binding or the ruling. So the ruling is not derived from individuals. It's derived from the school as a whole. All four schools agree on that. There's no way. Yes, some modernists would say, many modernists say you don't have to have beard as well. You don't have to do hijab. You don't have to have, you can shake hands with women as long as you're not doing it with lust. And now there's fatwa even about mut'ah, even in Sunni. Some of the Sunni scholars say they have mut'ah. Few short nights with some ladies, yes, nikah, and then okay. Allow your daughter to do that the first, and then come to me about riba. Why not? So you want house, she wants men, let her go out. So why are you picking and choosing? Whoever does that, take that fatwa as well, and let your daughter go out. Why not? In fact, let your wife go out as well, while you're busy in your work. Why not? No, actually, no. She wants it. So your Sharia is according to how you feel fit. मीठा मीठा हप हप कड़वा कड़वा जो हमें अच्छा लगेगा हम वो ले लेंगे पूरा कबूल करो फिर पता चलता है तो दिमागों का फतूर है मेरा गाइड
question that where did they came from? This is just idea, isn't it? They make it. They don't have any.
Not at all. There's no hadith to suggest that, no Quranic ayat to suggest that at all.
Whoever given the fatwa, it means that they don't have any basis that this.
They say there isn't.
The hadith.
No, there's no hadith. What they're saying, since Muslim needs to be as a principle, Muslims should have strength wherever they live. They be together. So if they don't, then they resort to few other things. They might not be comfortable. They might not be able to do anything. Let them have some, respite. It's like, there's a principle. A principle is only principle when it doesn't violate the Sharia rule. It's like a principle of when haram becomes halal. See, you can have dead meat when we are starving. So it's like starvation. We have hand to mouth. Are you really? Especially in the West, in UK especially, maybe in America there's a different situation. Move. So they say because it is too troublesome, and some people they don't earn that much, they can't even pay rent. So I ask them, you can't pay rent because you're in New York. Why do you have to be in New York? You've already migrated. It's difficult to migrate. You migrated from India, Bangladesh, and Pakistan to here. And from here, to go to a small suburban area is difficult. Opt for Jahannam, hellfire. You can migrate from Pakistan to here in London, but you can't go from here to, Blackburn, Bradford, small cities where Birmingham, any smaller city compared to London. Yeah, it's like my community. I like my friend is here. सारी चीजें आपको अपनी मर्जी है तो जाओ जहन्नम में जहाँ पे रहो मजे करो जन्नत यहाँ बनाओ इंशाअल्लाह ताला काफिरों की यही जन्नत है काफिर हो जाओ मरो यहाँ पर जाके जाओ जहन्नम में सब this jannah is Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned what did he say about this dunya ad-dunya sijnul mu'min It's a prison for a believer. And you want the comforts of paradise in prison. So this is not a prison for you, it's a paradise. Paradise is for kafir. Rasulullah said, Jannatul kafir. This world is paradise for a disbeliever. What do you want? Paradise or a prison? Take your pick. These scholars, they're not sell out, by the way. They look at you and say, you guys make it difficult for them. You go to them, Sheikh, I'm in trouble. My children are they keep crying and crying. They say, what do we do? There's a concept is al-mashaqqatu tajlibu at-taysir. Mashaqqat, whenever there's hardship, it would attract, you have to get some ease for it. So these poor scholars say, oh my goodness, he's really struggling. And most of the fatwa come from the people who live in the West, in the East. All the muftis living there, they don't know. You just make up. Sheikh, you don't know. My life is really hell. We're having fight daily. My wife, she wants divorce because I can't feed her. We are literally on dole. We haven't got anything. They don't know what poverty here means. You are all are poor, I know. You're struggling with your bill. Everyone is struggling with their bill. And then I know what your struggle is, being here. They do not know. They only hear, oh my goodness, maybe they only have one meal a day. Maybe they just have No, we just have cereals. Or we don't know that's more expensive. No, it doesn't. They do not get the picture. The way you portray, they look at that as, okay, if it's really that difficult, even alcohol is halal for you because you're starving or thirsty enough to be dead. Okay, have a little bit. Yeah, Sheikh, we want the instant meat from the non-Muslim people of book because there's no halal meat available. Oh, you haven't had meat? So obviously you can't just have vegetable all the time. So okay, take from people of book. Yeah, Sheikh. So you are telling Sheikh all the wrong thing. So fatwa is given according to how you present your case. How you present your case. And that becomes a source for the people here. Now the new budding mufti, so-called. You know what? Allama Ibn Abidin, rahmatullah, he said, there is no anyone who claimed to be mufti is not actually mufti. There's no mufti. Muftis are done. There's no more mufti left in the world. He said that 200 years back. Then, when ilm was everywhere, he said, no person is qualified to be mufti anymore. And nowadays, the mufti is someone who has just done 2 years of book reading, a few fatwa writing under that supervision. Very easy, all available here and there in the books, all published. So you get the same scenario. You look at all those fatwa, look at summarize it. Now AI would do it for you. And then that's done. You've written it in a nice English or Urdu or whatever language you were doing it in Arabic. And then I've done that. I've done twice, by the way. Two years mufti course in two different institutes. Just for my learning. That's not a mufti. It doesn't make you mufti. Someone came to Mufti Shafi Sahib, Mufti Shafi Usmani, Grand Mufti of Pakistan. He was from Bangladesh. He spent time with Hazrat. He's done 2 years of proper education. In fact, 4 years in those days. Studied with Mufti Shafi Sahib. Mufti Shafi Sahib, who has trained his son. Taqi Usmani is world-leading Mufti. His student at that time. So he's completed his education, his ifta. So he was going back to start something in his country. So he said, Hazrat, I've done my ifti. Can you just get me a letter to say that I'm a mufti now? Mufti? Who told you that you're a mufti? I spent 4 years on the course I've completed. He said, are you crazy? You don't become mufti like that. Then he said, Hazrat, okay, but I'm going back. They would not believe me that I've done this course even. If you write something, I can write something to suggest that you have done the course. So he wrote like this. This, mashallah, young student has studied with me for 4 years, dedicatedly, is good. And he has come to a level where if he works under a qualified mufti for roughly 10 to 15 years, maybe 20 years, then he would be qualified as a mufti. 20 years with a qualified mufti under his supervision, then he may become mufti. That's what he wrote.
No.
He said, Sheikh, this is enough for me, because at least I can say I've done. It says that I've done 4 years here. And now, Mufta, all free. So they're selling out deen without have no idea what they're doing. You know what fatwa, the fatwa that we give these days, what is the fatwa? The only thing we do is just look at all the previous fatwa, come find out the same masala, apply that. Yeah. That's what. No one does the ijtihad, and you can't. And most of the time they just find out of these three. Oh, I've got three. This one says. This one says. What will suit you? What do you want? I know it. That's the fatwa for you. And if I get some money or for some funds and some connection with you to sell out my deen for dunya, then even easier. So you tell me what you want. I give you the same fatwa. But he's saying this not. No. Here I am taking the responsibility. Come, £500, this fatwa. 200, that fatwa. You take whatever you want. So they're like human beings like us. So don't look back. Don't look at that as, oh, they're bad. We are bad. We are asking for that back. It's like the quacks sitting in the clinics. Many sitting in the clinic. They're not even doctors. So these are not muftis. They are fake muftis. So people say, oh, muftis or the ulama are corrupt. Muftis have never been corrupted. It is the corrupt people become mufti. It's not the mufti who is corrupted. It's not the alim who is bad. Bad people. A thief has become alim. Not that the alim became thief. ये समझ में आ रहा है? ये फर्क है. चोर भी मुफ्ती बन के काम करने लगा है. वो पहले से चोर था खबीस. उसको 2 नंबर ही करनी थी. He was inherently a deceiver, a betrayer, a sellout. Exactly. You made them mufti. Why? Because, we in madrasa, we don't distinguish. We just, anyone who comes in, we just teach them. That's the beauty of our madrasa system, but obviously this two-edged sword, double-edged sword. So happy anyone come in, I want to study. We have in madrasas, traditional madrasas, you would find people who are non-Muslim studying under the guise of Muslim. They stay like Muslim. You can't find out. They come back and then use it against Islam. All these teachings. They've been caught. Some of them got caught. And they were in paper as well. So 1 or 2 people. There are people who get caught, but most don't. How would you know? Because there's no such thing. You come and it's free. All madrasa teaching free. That's the only institution left in the world, in India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Afghanistan. Perhaps these are the only 4 countries left in the world. Asia, it's Indian subcontinent. But we still have all madaris, traditional madaris, all free. They give you food, shelter, and 2 pieces of clothes, like do jode, for the whole year, and just you live in the masjid. You don't have to do anything, just study, focus on the study through people's support in the community. And I know that in whichever city you live in, you never supported any of those masajid. And you don't even know this much because you don't. Some people live next to big madrasa. Just pray there and come back. Never donated a penny. Maybe in masjid, Juma Chanda for masjid. For madrasa, these ulama, they're becoming alim there. They do not get tea. Now, mashallah, things have improved. They would have only lunchtime and dinner time, food. That's it. And a small amount. Mainly dal. Every day dal. One day maybe 1 boti. 1 chicken leg. 1 chicken piece. That's it. Once a week. Or any meat. They thrive on that. They would not have, and you read Sheikh Jalil Ahmad Al-Akhun, Rahmatullah Hafidahullah Ta'ala. Great Sheikh, mashallah, Haji Mukhtar Sahib's Khalifa, Sheikh al-Hadith from Bhabarpur. He wrote his 8 years in Banuri town that he spent. So he said, our only hope was if only in the evening we get a cup of tea. Because in the morning you just get 1 cup of tea. 11:30 you get your lunch. After Maghrib you get your dinner. That's it. Throughout the year. And that cup of tea alone. So what we would do, we would have 1 roti at night time for food. So we would keep a quarter for that for our breakfast. Imagine these are 16, 17, 18-year-old who would eat voraciously after being pubertal. They need 3, 4, 5 rotis. We used to have that much when we like 14, 15. And here you have to thrive on one. Why? There's no chanda. No one is giving any money. They would not beg the people. Someone comes, alhamdulillah.
They even don't count it. How many we eat?
Exactly. This is how they became a scholar. Obviously, in that, there are few people here and there. And then they do whatever they do. So it's all our fault. What we have done to this institution of ilm. So since everyone is allowed, anyone can do it. You do not know who is going out and doing whatever they're doing. Even in Arab world, when you go, you have to pay. Unless you're national there. You may be supported in certain parts, but not everywhere. These universities, they all charge. May Allah make it easy. Even the private madrasas now, they're back home everywhere. All private madrasas, they all charge. We've lost all of that. And this because of us, this materialistic, secularly educated people, middle class mostly, and upper class. Upper class was always useless anyway. Middle class has a problem because middle class tend to give the buffer, help people out left, right, and center, but they've been useless in the last 100 years among ummah. They're all focused towards dunya. That is why you cannot tell me that you had an alim in your family. Look at your 3 generations and all extended family here and there. You have doctors, engineers, IT, all clever, very clever, smart people, but no alim. If you're lucky, maybe 1 hafiz, 2 hafiz, that's it. No alim in the family. The most important thing is your deen, and you haven't got anyone there. No, make him doctor, he's very intelligent. Make him engineer, he's very intelligent. Make her doctor because she's intelligent. And get no alim. And you're happy with that. So this is what the situation is. Religion has gone down. No education, no understanding, no base. And then we say, why we are getting these fatwa? So what else do you think you would get? When you've already abandoned it, all the vacuum is there for Jahil to come and fill it in. Obviously, they would fill it up. Leave it, inshallah. Ta'ala will do the rest because all my vents are done. Sometimes it's needed. May Allah make it easy. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep us all on the right track and work for Jannah, man. Work for Jannah. No disobedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us. Assalamu alaikum.